first thing you want to do when signing up for first sales is to add your account and activate email warmup. Email warmup will ensure that your emails land on inbox and not in spam by using a high reputation peer-to-peer network that will exchange emails automatically over time. Here's what setting up your email warmup for your account will look like. Let's go ahead and click on the email warmup section right here. We'll click on add email warmup, select your account, your IMAP account as well, and hit create. It's truly that simple. Next thing you can do is check your analytics here and there, maybe on a day-to-day basis, just to see how email warmup is looking and working to protect your account. Here you will see when your warmup started, the total emails that have been sent into the network, the ones that landed on the inbox, and also the ones that have been moved from the spam folder to the inbox, aka rescuing them. Now that you've started to warm up your emails, you're ready to start to add contacts and then start outreaching. So let's do that. We'll go ahead and click on the contacts section to begin this right here. The first step toward sending your high conversion campaigns is adding the list of cold leads you will be emailing to. First Sales makes this process painless by allowing you to upload a CSV file with all the contacts information, then mapping the fields so that you can later use it within personalization. It even supports custom fields, which is just a fancy way of saying you can add any information about your prospects, such as company name, size, and industry, to use while you're sending personalized mass email campaigns. Let's add some contacts now so you can see what I'm talking about. We'll click here to add contacts. Now you can either click inside of this box, or you can literally just drag and drop your CSV file here. As you can see, it will show up here. First thing you need to do is just set up whatever the name will be and also the tags. In this case, we'll tag it as demo, since this is our demo account. We'll click confirm options. And now on the second step, you will just map out the default fields, which is going to be email. So we'll pick email right here. You can see the rest of them are populated. First Sales is smart enough to understand that the first line is going to be your header, and it will tell First Sales what this section is about. And it's just going to create some custom fields here for you in order to be able to add this into your campaigns. It's all making this just that much easier for you. Now we're going to click here to upload contacts. We'll wait for this. Now what this is doing is it's checking to see if it's already in the database for your account, and if it is, it will update according to the options that you picked, or if they are new ones, it will simply just add them. So we'll go ahead and click close here. Another cool thing about this section is that, for an example, let's say that you have had a demo meeting with this person and you want to go ahead and add some details about this. So you can add some more details about your lead right here. You can assign it to a team member, or also put a status on it, whether it's been lost, or they're interested in your product, or they've ignored you, or whatever, what have you. You can add that here. Another cool thing is you can add some notes. So let's say, for an example, somebody from your team already had a demo and they said that these people would be ready by a certain month, a certain date. This is where you would enter that. You can create as many notes as you want. There's no limit on that. The next thing that I like is the event stream, where it's going to show you what's happened with this lead over time. It's going to show you right here if anything happened, if there are any alerts according to this account, and if there's anything that's happened with this lead over time. This is important, especially when you have many people that are in your sales team, maybe 3 or 4, and then you want to keep up with whatever everybody else is doing. And this is exactly the place where you're going to know what's going on. Now, after you've added the contacts, you'll want to go to the content section, which is where all the fun starts. We'll click here on the content section to get started. This is the section where we will add templates that you can use over and over again in various campaigns. Now, emails are broken down into 3 parts: the subject line, the body blocks, and the signature. Let me show you what these sections look like. Here's the subject, body blocks, and signature. These 3 elements will be used to put together multiple combinations of your email and split test it automatically. Once the app figures out the highest converting iteration, it will use that one to send to the rest of the list. Pretty simple, right? Let's set up a template together so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to go ahead and click on create new template, give this a name. I'm going to click inside the new template right now, add some subject, body blocks, and signature blocks. And on the right side, we will see the email start to populate so you can see exactly what it looks like as it's being constructed. We'll go ahead and click here to add a subject line. We'll start with this. And we'll add another one as well. Now again, these are just variations. These will be on separate emails, different iterations, so that First Sales can automatically A/B split test it and give you some analytics into which one is working out better for you. Now let's add a couple of body blocks so you can see what that looks like as well. Click here to add a body block. Same thing, just pick the one. Be added now. And right here, you can keep adding more blocks to make your email longer if you need to. So for an example, let's say you had one block where it's only going to be showing a personalized line just for that one subject people, just for that one contact. You would add it here. So we can add another block here if we want to, or we can add another body to this template to split test a different set of body. As you can see here, now this becomes body block number 2, whereas this was number 1, right? And then we can add more body blocks into this email. So again, you can do many different iterations of your email. The whole point here is to test them to see which one does best within your campaign. Now you don't have to do any of this manually. First Sales will take care of this for you automatically. Let's add some more over here. Okay, one more. You can already see that if we added this extra one, it added it right here for the rest of the email. So go ahead and remove this one for now. Now you can archive or you can pause them just in case you change your mind, and it will have the same effect, except if you pause it, it will leave it there within the sequence. If you archive it, obviously it's just going to remove it. Now let's move on to the signature part. We'll add some signatures, finish this email. The process is the same, just a few clicks, and you pick up some new signatures. As you can see, our email will be right here automatically repopulated on the right side. And we'll go ahead and add another one, just so we can test them. And that's about it. You can see the signature is here, the body blocks is here, and then the subject line is right here. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go into the campaign section and put together a campaign that's going to rake in the conversions. This is what the secret sauce is, so you don't want to miss this. Let's continue. We click out of this here. Now we have some different number of templates. We can go into the campaign section right here. We'll create new campaign together so that you can see exactly how it's done. Now this part's very important, so make sure that you stay with me. I'm going to click here to create a campaign. We're going to give it a name. And then we'll 6. And now it's going to show up here on our list. We're going to click inside of it. And right here is where we can add email accounts. Now these are accounts that you're going to be sending from. Okay, so we're going to click here. Add this one. It's important to note that First Sales will not limit you into the number of sending accounts that you are adding to a certain campaign. This is important because what it does is it allows you to spread your campaign sending across multiple accounts to avoid things like getting spam, a spam filter, blacklisted, or anything like that. Also, you definitely do not want to be sending too many emails from one account in a day. So for an example, if you need to send 1,000 emails a day, instead of sending 1,000 of them from one account, you will send 100 of them from 10 accounts. That way it's nice to spread out, and you can avoid any issues with deliverability later on. Now let's move on to the contact section. And right here is where we set up the filters. Now these filters, you can set up to include or exclude somebody from this campaign. I'll explain to you what that means right now. So right here in the source, I like to add actually tags. And tags are a very easy way to either include or exclude somebody from a campaign. Remember, we set up that demo tag. This is where it's going to show up, and it's going to be coming in handy. So now what happens is that anytime I add in new contacts with this tag called demo, it's going to add them into this campaign automatically. This is called evergreen campaigns. It's actually very cool because you can add or include or exclude somebody from a campaign using the tag system. Now you can add another one. For an example, let's say you want to exclude somebody with this tag, for an example. So let's say that you are adding them with the demo tag, and as soon as they reply to you, you tag them with this other tag. That means that they will stop receiving the rest of this campaign automatically. That's how smart First Sales is. It will do this on a continuous basis. You do not need to come back to any campaign and pause it for them. You don't need to come back and do anything else. You will set it up the one time right now, like we're doing it, and then it's going to work automatically. Let's click next and set up a schedule. Click here to create a new schedule option, and now it's going to pop up with the schedule right here. You can edit the schedule right here, create a new one, or you just keep this default one, no problem. What you want to do is you want to tell First Sales when and which days and what time it should be sending emails from these accounts for this campaign. So for an example, if you're reaching out to B2B leads that are only active around 8 in the morning, between 8 in the morning or 10 in the morning till noon, or between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. This is a good way of differentiating that on a per campaign basis. Now you can have multiple schedules right within the campaign. And it's going to split this as well to see which one works best for you. Let's take a look at how to customize this. You can click here. It's going to give you the options. Now this time zone here is important because this is the time zones. For an example, let's say you are reaching out to somebody who is in Los Angeles, or you're reaching out to people that are in New York. You will pick New York Eastern time zone. Or if you're reaching out to somebody who is on the other side of the world, in India, then you would pick the Indian time zone, so that this email can be delivered at the best possible time for your prospect. Okay, so now here you can pick the days of the week, you can pick the times, you can add different intervals over here. Let's say you are emulating, right, what a human being would actually do. So let's say somebody got to work at 8 in the morning or 10 in the morning, they will start sending emails and work until maybe noon and take a lunch break and then go on, right? So you can add in all of the options right here. You can even send on Saturday or Sunday, depending on, again, what your settings are for your email campaign. And that's about it. Now we're going to move on to the sequences. Let's go ahead and click next here. Now we have inside First Sales the ability to create sequences. We can create multiple sequences that are going to split this automatically, different emails, different templates, and different scenarios to see which one is going to convert the highest. That's very, very important. So here's how we're going to add a sequence. The sequence number 1 is already here. So let's say you want to send the first email. We'll say it's going to be demo 4, for example. And then let's say you want to tell First Sales, hey, we're going to wait 2 days. And then you will only continue if there's some kind of activity here. If either the email was open or clicked, or if there was any previous email or something like that. So you're going to give this condition right here. We're going to say if they opened the previous email, and then you're going to send them just as an example. Follow up. Okay, so now what this is going to do is it's going to send the first email, split test that. It's going to wait a couple of days, and then it's going to check to see if any of the leads have opened. If they've opened, it will split onto this, and it will send a follow-up email. Now there are multiple ways that you can set this up depending on whatever campaign you want to do. You can also add multiple sequences. So if we want to add another sequence, we'll just go ahead and click here. And we'll click over to sequence number 2. And now we can start over. We'll add our own sequence. So for an example, let's say in this sequence, we wanted to add, instead of a 2-day time interval, we wanted to add a 3-day. So we're going to split test to see what number of days actually works best for this. Or if instead of an open, you're going to, select a click or whatever like that. You can go on, you can switch back and forth between these two to see. All right, let's go ahead and fill out this sequence right here. Say email 2. And then let's go by event this time. Did they clicked it? We'll select this template, and we'll say demo file. Now all we need to do is activate the sequences. Go ahead and resume this one here. And then we'll go to sequence number 1 and also activate that. And that's it. You are now ready to start sending the campaign. Go ahead and click start. As you can see, this campaign will show up here as running, and the software will automatically split test all the different variations, the different subject lines, the different emails that you set up in your template. It will also split test the different sequences automatically. There's nothing you need to do. And again, first sales is evergreen. So which means that if you have, let's say, a few salespeople that are just going to be sending, maybe adding 5 or 10 or 100 different emails a day right here as a contact, all they have to do is add them in there with that demo tag, and that's it. First sales is going to automatically send them emails according to the campaigns